in the Manila Bay and other bays that experience red tides, it is the marginalized that is affected in health and in economy.
Yung engineering is the ability to absorb, thrive, and then recover. The faster you're able to recover, the more resilient.
Sa Pilipino, ito ay katibayan at katatagan sa mahirap na sitwasyon at ang kakayahang bumangon muli.
Yung ecological naman, the ability to adapt. Yung evolutionary resilience, to really innovate and be creative.
Resilience is really being able to spring back from adversity, but it should have learning, and therefore it strengthens you to be more resilient than before the adversity came to you.
Before COVID-19, the Philippines was already on to SMT-based measures to improve its resilience capacity. With COVID, the country was awakened to the need for resilience of our economic, health, and educational status as well.
The country as a whole is, I think, not so resilient because while we have the capabilities, the opportunities, and the resources to cope with COVID-19, the whole body is suffering because the leadership and management is not working so well. When it comes to individual resilience, those who have more resources, capabilities, and opportunities will be more resilient than those who are not.
A lot of the problems really may be interconnected, You have to look at it from a holistic point of view. It encompasses more than natural sciences or physical problem, but also it gets into the ecological, biological, as well as social pa nga.
Among issues and problems we have are poverty, ecosystem destruction, climate change, and variability.
Much of our attention is placed only after the disasters happen. What we should do really is to take early action years before the hazard strikes, and we should put our attention and our resources into that type of planning.
We need SMT-based transdisciplinary and inclusive approach to coping with possible hazards.
The fragmentation of society needs to be resolved for resilience.
Communication is very, very important, and we should communicate to the people using not just scientific communication means, but through arts, music, understand the mindset of the Filipino people so we can communicate better.
Well, the way to move forward is interoperability.
So we have to do a lot of work as a person, as a community, and as an institution to really have resilience as one of the values of the Filipinos. Yung tunay na resilience na towards improvement.
Building resilience requires sustainability science inspired by transdisciplinary approach.
To be sustainable, you have to be resilient. To be resilient, you have to be sustainable.
Go natural, go with nature's flow. Non-structural or natural interventions, as well as good planning, is the most sustainable.
Finally, we need to harness and strengthen the Filipino spirit of bayanihan.
Magandang hapon na naman po sa ating lahat. Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Magandang hapon. Mayapag at panapo sa ating mga kababayan dyan sa Nakapampangan na ibagamalim sa mga Ilocano, Basanto, Sengarem, sa ating mga taga-Pangasinan, at marahay na hapon sa ating mga taga-Bicol. O sa Visayas naman, maayong hapon. Ay, naku, ang ating guest, maupay nga kulup sa iyo, yung ating kaberks natin dyan, and maayong ugto. Sa Mindanao naman, assalamualaikum, malingkat, mahapon, mapiyak, kautuwa, alungan, and buenas tardes.
At para naman po sa ating mga panauhing banyaga, good afternoon, annyeonghaseyo, konnichiwa, salamat siyang siyangguhaw. Welcome po sa ating mga regular na tagapakinig at tagapanood sa Zoom at ating Facebook Live. Hello po sa inyong lahat.
Hello, anyong sa'yo, Paul. Magandang hapon ulit. Mabuhay tayong lahat. Welcome sa ating 45th episode na ng The Filipino Sustainable Development Goals or SDG Action Hour. Ito yung lingguhang kamustahan at kwentuhan para sa maganda, maayos, mabuti at makabuluhang kinabukasan. Ito na naman tayo, Paul. Isang oras na naman to ng hitik-hitik na talakayan ng mga usapin. Talaga namang napapanahon. Alam mo, Paul, ito na naman, napapabagets na naman ako kasi natutuwa ako kasi pagkabataan talaga yung ating guest, talagang ang feeling ko bata na rin ako at natutuwa ako kasi nagiging maganda yung pattern natin dahil nakikita natin ng mga kabataan nagiging parte na ng ating aim na magkaroon ng sustainable development at sustainable future, di ba?
Tama po, Miss Dada. Kaya pati po ako proud na may mga nagiging guest po tayo ng mga kabataan kasi may security po na in the future, we will not lose hope para sa mas maayos at mas magandang Pilipinas.
Yan, kaya talaga tayo naniniwala sa sinabi ni Jose Rizal, ang kabataan ang pag-asa ng bayan. Di ba, Doc M? Ayan, Doc M. Suki talaga yan. At pati kami natutuwa na involve ang mga kabataan sa mga significant at relevant works na para sa kinabukasan. Kasi nga naman sila din ang makikinabang kinabukasan. At sa hapon na ito ay isa na namang exciting at relevant topic ang ating matutunghayan. Dahil ang ikukwento sa atin ng ating guest sa hapong ito ay ang mga proyekto ng The Project Blue PH o Project Blue Philippines, Ito ay grupo na siya mismo ang founder at executive director. Maririnig natin yung kwento ng proyektong yan na The Making of Small Boats Made of Plastic Waste. Akalain mo yon. May gamit ang mga plastic waste, di ba? Pero bago mo ipakilala yung ating guest sa hapong ito, Paul, ipapakilala ko muna yung ating ding talagang kasama natin yan dito sa Future Earth, kaberks natin sa Future Earth. Siya yung magsisilbing parang discussant and moderator natin sa hapong ito. Ang ating guest discussant is recognized for his pioneering and significant contributions in the area of life cycle assessment or LCA theory and applications, renewable energy systems, and alternative energy and cleaner production and technology. Dinevelop din niya yung diagnostic model for the assessment of green productivity of manufacturing processes and utilize the LCA methodology in the analysis of biofuels as alternative transportation fuel. Aba, maganda yan, makakatipid na makakatulong sa pag-formulate ng mga Philippine Biofuels Act of 2006. Yan. Ang kanya pong college degree ay kanyang natapos sa Eastern Visayas State University, mechanical engineering ang kanyang field. At ang kanyang master's naman ay sa Asian Institute of Technology. Hindi ko na sasabihin yung mga date kasi mabibisto yung edad namin dyan. At ang kanyang doctorate degree ay in mechanical engineering ay nakumpleto niya sa University of Portsmouth noong 1996. Ayun, pwede ko sabihin yun kasi medyo malapit-lapit pa yung year na yun. Naku, talagang expert ito when it comes to the field of mechanical engineering. At saka, kaberks natin yan, lagi natin yung nakakasama. At sa kasalukuyan, siya yung Vice President ng National Academy of Science and Technology. Kung paano siya na-involve dito sa Project Blue, siya na pong bahalang magkwento later. So, let us all welcome. Mag-wave ka naman dyan, sir. Please welcome academician and Dr. Alvin B. Culaba. Yay! Oras na si Sir Alvin. Paki-spotlight si Sir Alvin. Yan. Ayan, Sir Alvin. Okay. Ayan, Paul. Simulan mo na ngayon ang pagpapakilala sa ating batang-batang panauhin.
Sige po, Ma'am Dada. Para naman po sa ating guest ngayong hapon, isa po siyang senior student sa De La Salle University, Manila. At gaya po ni Akad Alvin, ay isa rin po siyang BS Mechanical Engineering. And a tidbit about his academic journey, currently he is on a magna cum laude standing. So, wow. Also, he was an academic fellow sa Social Entrepreneurship and Economic Development sa University of Texas sa Austin sa ilalim po ng Young Southeast Asian Leaders Initiative o YSEA noong March to April 2023. And for context po, ang YSEA ay isang highly competitive cultural exchange program for Southeast Asian emerging leaders sponsored by the US Bureau of Education and Cultural Affairs. At ating guest po ay isa sa 5 napili para sa nasabing Academic Fellowship Exchange Program. Ma'am Da, naka-mute pa po.
Hindi
Nakamute
naman
ka.
pala basta-basta talaga itong guest natin, Paul. Kasi tingnan mo, batang-bata, grabe na yung mga achievements niya, no? Dadagdagan pa natin yan, naging Philippine delegate din siya nung YSEA event na yan. Tapos yung Envirotech Regional Workshop, no, na sinasabi mo kanina. So, at siya din ay, naging ano din siya ng UMI International. Kung titingnan mo, isa na naman tong parang academic achievement niya, no? Ang dami-dami pala, meron pa siyang nag-focus din siya in the field of environmental technology, sustainability, in solving Southeast Asia's biggest environment issue. Saka batang-bata niya yun, nagawa niya na yun, Paul.
Totoo po, Miss Dada. At marami pa po siya naging experiences sa Pilipinas at ibang bansa na panigurado kapag inisa-isa po natin, abutin po tayo ng alas 6 o alas 7 na naman sa session natin ngayon.
Nako, pero hindi dapat nating makalimutan banggitin yan, ha? O kahit na umabot tayo ng alas 6, no? Hindi natin dapat kalimutang banggitin ang mga naging awards and recognitions ng ating batang-batang panauhin. Noong 2022, siya ay hinirang ng isang champion sa national level para sa DENR Environmental Management Bureau Youth Envi Icon 2022. Ito yung award na para sa kabataan na may outstanding contribution na in environmental management and protection sa ating bansa. O, di ba? Hindi basta-basta. Ilang taon pa ba ito? Parang kasing edad ko, ba't ang daming nagagawa? Sige, Paul.
Ito pa nga po, another award ay mula pa rin po sa DNR-EMB. Dito lang po March 2023. Ito naman po ang Water Leadership Award na iginawad noong World Water Day. Ito ay para naman po sa kanyang efforts sa Project Blue PH for the sustainable innovation at sa kanyang community application.
Sustainable, ngayon ko lang talaga narinig yan, ano? Talagang yung innovation na ngayon ko lang narinig tong sustainable, pero natutuwa ako kasi mamaya sasabihin ko yan kasi ang ganda-ganda nung apelyido niya, tama-tama sa innovation no? At may isa pa, Paul, no, pinaka-latest nitong August 2023 lang iginawad sa kanya ang ASEAN Youth Eco Champion o AYECA 2023 sa junior category para sa ASEAN level. Ang AYECA ay isang international award given to youth leaders from the region who are working on imminent environmental issues. Ano ba yung imminent? Yung mga parating pa lang na mga environmental issues, naiisip na nila. So, at nakatanggap siya ng award dito. Nakutunay namang namumutik-tik ng relevant works at engagement itong ating batang-batang panauhin. At magaling maging ang mga awards na ito ng ating speaker, talaga namang hindi mo madi-discount, Kaya wag na nating patagalin. Let us give the screen to our guest. Everyone, let us all welcome. Sabi ko kanina, tama-tama yung innovation sa kanyang apelido. Please welcome Adem Marione Inovejas. Yes,
Hello po, good
welcome.
afternoon.
Good afternoon, and also welcome Dr. Alvin Culaba. So you can go ahead and nandito lang kami sa inyong likuran. Okay.
Yeah, akala ko ako yung i-introduce nyo na sinasabing bata eh. Ano ba nangyari doon? Na-reverse yata.
Sir, hindi naman tayo tumatanda. Yan yung
Okay.
mga bata, sila yung tatanda later.
Dapat pala si Paul yung mag-introduce sa akin di ba? Anyway, that's true, no? Wala naman talagang bata at saka matanda pag environment ang pinag-uusapan natin, no? Because when you talk about sustainability, it really affects, the entire world, the entire, kapaligiran natin, and who are the most, what's this, exposed to this environment, kundi yung mga tao, di ba? So if we feel young, we remain young, it is a manifestation that our environment is clean and likely a sustainable one, and therefore the people are as sustainable as the environment as well. So ngayong hapon nito, isa sa binakaano ko ito, estudyante ko ito sa Lasal, no. Sabi nga undergraduate pa lang ito. What we know of Adem is he is a surfer. So habitat niya yung ocean, di ba? Taga Ilocos kasi siya. So probably doon nga yata nag-umpisa itong sinasabi na Project Blue, ano? So Adem, ikwento mo nga sa amin, paano nga ba naging passionate ka, no, about protecting first the sea? Kasi nabanggit kanina ni Paul at saka ni Dada na may sustainable bang sustainable
Yes, sir.
boat from plastic.
Sustainable kaya
May
gusto ko rin marinig yun
yung plastic boat daw, naging sustainable. Sige, Adem, I think you have a video to show, no, how much Project Blue has actually done. Can we show that first, Dada and Paul?
Okay, sir. Wait lang po.
Sige.
Habang, ayan.
Itong video na to will tell the whole story of Adem, no? As already mentioned earlier, he has already been recognized as amongst the youth icons in the country. Siya na lang magkwento kung paano nga baka itong pandemic talaga meron din magandang napuntahan, no? His passion, no, to really address the problems of the environment actually just came up during the pandemic. I remember, Adem, di ba? You were calling me late in the evening, and then from that small conversation idea na yon, we just easily talk for over an hour late in the evening. Para nag-umpisa yun eh. Sige, let's show
Sir
the
Alvin,
video.
Sir
Yes.
Alvin and Adem, did you send us in advance the video o ikaw ba mag-share, Adem?
Sige po, I'll open
Yeah.
it and
Okay.
ako na lang po yung mag-share.
Sige, okay.
Sige.
So habang ino-open mo yan, Adem, ikaw pala isang surfer, no? So,
Yes po.
oo, kaya pala naman talagang ang naiisip niya rin mga innovation, Sir Alvin, ay nasa may dagat din, ano? So, yun
Yes.
pala yung connect doon. So, let me know kung naka-ready na yan, ha?
Yes po,
Yung
wait
video.
lang.
Okay, sige. Ako si Alvin, ilan taong ka na ba, Alvin? Ay,
Akala ko
Alvin
hindi ka
tuloy.
mag-ano
Hindi
ng
ikaw,
date, di ba?
hindi ikaw ang
Hindi ba?
tatanungin kong age, sir, kasi
Oo,
mabibisa
ganyan.
tayo niyan. Hindi,
Basta
actually si
ang
Adem.
PhD ko 1996, so you can work back na lang, di ba?
Ayoko
Ayun,
naman
okay na yun.
sir. Ayan na. Okay, go. Actually, gusto kong tanungin ng age, sir, si Adem, hindi ikaw.
In 2019, the Philippines faced an alarming crisis, emerging as the world's largest contributor to ocean plastic waste, responsible for a staggering 36% of global ocean pollution. But amidst these challenges, a spark of inspiration ignited a movement that would reshape our course. This is the story of Project Blue. It all began with sustainable, a symbol beyond cleanup. Project Blue shifted to shaping a better future through initiatives that transform our relationship with oceans and community. This year, the movement has grown stronger. The bottle collection zones bring together 8 partners, including businesses and schools. Working collaboratively, These partners have gathered an impressive 50 kilogram sacks, which is roughly equivalent to 5,000 bottles. This highlights the strength of teamwork, showcasing these zones as drivers of change, where discarded items find new purpose, shaping a better future. The Aqua Cage, a floating fish cage initiative, has revitalized sustainability. Crafted by 3 skilled bamboo carpenters and supported by the Barangay Suksukit community in Santo Domingo. This ingenious contraption now shelters 1,000 bottles, ranging from 350 milliliters to 2 liters, encompassing hygiene, cleaning, and water containers. This innovation has also boosted fish production, nurturing livelihoods along the way. And then, the Ahon Lifesaver. This project not only embraces inclusivity, but also empowers local women seamstresses with newfound livelihoods. Through a partnership with the QC Kabahagi Center for Children with Disabilities, the Ahon Lifesaver project has taken flight. With its roots in prototyping, it now aspires to manufacture locally, as 500 milliliter bottles find new life as functional life vests. Stitch by stitch, a tapestry of change is woven, illustrating the potential that lies within each discarded object. From the shores of Ilocos Sur to the hearts of communities, Project Blue goes beyond being just a movement. It stands as proof of the unwavering strength and determination from one community to another. And this was made possible by the Spring Development Grant 2023 of the Provincial Government of Ilocos Sur.
Wow, that was an inspiring, showcase of a, an initiative from a young, passionate environmentalist. Adem, what was your motivation and inspiration of doing all this, Project Blue? Can you share that to us, please?
Yeah, so ayun nga sir. So like what you guys mentioned kanina na I really love the beach. So before even Project Blue, I was a surfer and a diver already. So my exposure in the ocean was already like a lot. And then mas nag-exponentiate siya when my family and I like moved full-time sa Ilocos Sur because that's our hometown. But we're mainly based dito sa Manila. So, kasi I'm studying here, my sister also. And yeah, so when the pandemic came, we settled there. And then mas malapit na ako sa beach. So, mas often na ako doon. And then as time grew, parang the trash I saw on the ocean, on the beach, but I just needed to do something about it na. I actually just wanted to join movements or like existing projects or organizations in the province. But when I tried to look for one, I couldn't find anything to join. And like if meron man, it's like once every 2 months na cleanup, which I found to be not enough because if we keep on doing cleanups, then like after 2 weeks or after 1 month, it's back to square one again and it's not sustainable in that sense. So sabi ko, okay, sige. So if no one's doing it, then I guess I should be the one to do it. So I started Project Blue and it just started from there. And afterwards, the plastic bottle boat started, and then we expanded to different provinces. And then this year, we prototyped different designs for a fish cage and a life vest, and then many more experiments are being done. So that's how it started. It really just started like because I love doing water activities and because my exposure in the ocean and in the water is just a lot. So it just started from there and I just had to do something about it. Kasi malapit na din yung birthday ko during that time. And sabi ko, what should I do for my birthday? So sabi ko, I'll do something beyond myself. I'll do something for the benefit and the good of the world. And yeah, now we're here.
Okay. Adem, nung nagsusurf ka ba, marami ba talagang dumi yung ano natin, kadagatan na you realize that you need to pick up those pieces of waste out there? Was it
It was
one that really drove your mind about coming up with this plastic boat or sustainable
Yeah, actually,
kanila?
so sobrang dami talaga, sir. Kasi before, when I go diving, it's usually kapag summer or kapag flat yung water. So there's not really that much trash compared to kapag when I surf. Kasi when I go surfing, may big waves, may monsoon. So the trash from the middle of the ocean goes to the shore. So added to the fact na there's not enough proper waste management. So it comes from the land and it also comes from the water. So nagmi-mix sila. And then sobrang dami talaga na if I pick up for 5 hours, say with 50 people, hindi pa rin malilinis yung buong beach. And that happens not just in one area, but in the whole country and not just in Ilocos. So yeah, it's really not, it's really a big issue.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
Sir
Adem,
Alvin,
go ahead,
yeah,
Brad.
there's a Q&A, sa Q&A box natin,
Sige.
the first thing is, Mr. Aixeneris is asking, can you please show pictures of the plastic boat?
Sige.
And then the next question is that aqua cage for fresh water or sea water?
For
Sige.
the aqua cage, it's for freshwater pa lang ngayon kasi the conditions are more controlled in a sense na mas sa ocean may waves, but sa river it's more calm, it's relatively calmer. So we can prototype, mas madali namin ma-test out yung design since it's our first time doing a floating fish cage. And mas light din yung parang stresses on the frame kasi yun nga, it's calmer, and then the anchors are it's less deep, it's shallower, so it's easier to control, but eventually we want to do something for the ocean also. So yun. Then for the boat, sure. Pero maybe you can check the social media of Project Blue also. It's there.
Sige.
But
Just
can
show
you
na
share
lang,
one like,
Adem.
can you
Oo.
share one like now?
Sige, wait.
Paki-share nga.
Let me
Yung kwento ng plastic boat, no, Adem, saan mo ba nakuha itong idea, no? Yung design, was that already in your mind, being a mechanical engineering student? You have the plastics that you see as just waste, no? On the seashore or doon sa beach. Now you are thinking of something useful for the sige. Perhaps you can
Yeah.
show nga yung paanong itsura ng boat na yon.
So here, this is the version 1, which is the prototype. And so there were existing plastic bottle boats. It's a kayak. This one is in Indonesia. So it has a bamboo frame also, pero it's only for one person, and it uses different sizes of bottles. And then this one is from Africa, so it doesn't have a frame, and it's for 4 people. So what I did was I saw these images online, and I was like, maybe I could re-implement this in the Philippines. So I just studied the existing designs, and reverse engineered them kasi there were no instructions online on how to build them. So I just had to reverse engineer the designs and then look for parang the gaps in their designs. Like for example, this design does not have a frame, so it's flimsy. So hindi siya super strong pag may waves na. This one naman is just for one person. So what if I could make it for 2 people, for 3 people, and instead of using big ones like this as the balancers, what if we use like a design using 1.5 liter bottles and then couple them into 3, tapos yun na yung magiging balancers niya, which is here. So ito na yung balancers niya, and ito na yung frame. So this is the version 2. This is the one we distribute in the country in different areas. But yeah, I also want to do more design and research for a version 3 this year, so we can come up with a better design again. So yun yung this is the boat.
Alam mo, Dada and Paul, no? Itong plastic boat design. So we talked about it, no? Dahil naniniwala ako na talagang maganda itong initiative, no? To reuse these plastic bottles, no? So I think isa ako sa believer ng ano na yan, yung idea na yan. And you know what I did, Aiden, di ba?
Yes, sir.
I put in how much? Because I was
50,000
asking Aiden,
lang.
magkano ba talaga yan yung gastos na yan para baka ano tayo? Sabi niya, mga 1,000 something lang. Sige, I'll give you 50,000. And Aiden, what happened to that 50,000?
Yeah, so from that 50,000, so actually what happened was, so the prototype, we did the prototype, and then I showed it to Sir during one academic advising session. Sabi ko, Sir, I'm actually doing a project I'm happy about kasi kaka-prototype lang namin during that time. And then Sir got interested, and then we talked more about it, and then I was able to design a version 2, and then yun, after that, Sir and I talked about, sabi ni Sir na, okay, test it out in the province, expand it to different communities and get their feedback. And yeah, so from the 50,000, we were able to give 9 boats to 9 different areas in the province. And yeah, in the process, so we were able to upcycle 2,800 pieces of plastic bottles. We were able to employ 3 carpenters who are actually farmers. So alternative jobs nila yon aside from farming during the weekdays. And yeah, we were able to use this as an avenue, not just to directly impact community members for their fishing livelihoods, kasi they use it for fishing and for emergency kapag may flooding. And it could also be used for ecotourism initiatives in their communities so they can earn from it. And we also leveraged on our achievements, direct impact, by showing it to kids in schools when we go to them. So my educational aspect then na, hey guys, a youth-led organization was able to do this, and you guys can do it also as a young person. So parang to inspire them na existing solutions like this are happening in the country, and to motivate them na there's still hope for the younger generation. And so yeah, we really give a huge like focus on a holistic solution, in a sense that we provide jobs, we have a good environmental impact, and we have education and awareness for the next generation of leaders in the country. So that's really the heart of what we do at Project Blue, and that's how we say na our vision is being put into place, and our vision is to go beyond cleanups for proactive water communities in the Philippines.
Okay. Dada, may question yata sa chat box.
Yeah, opo, meron pong question sa Q&A. Sabi una, again si Mr. Eichsinger, what are the fish grown in the cage? And yan, una yun, ang sabi pa niya, totoo ba daw na yung Coca-Cola ay ayaw niyang may involvement dyan sa boat projects like that because of safety concerns? Ayan.
Yeah, so for the fish grown in the cage, actually the community already has fish cages, but hindi siya floating. So what happened was we conversed with the community kasi they already have boats, and they use the boats to, doon nila niloload yung sacks of fish they collect. And kasi mas malaki yung capacity niya compared to like their bamboo rafts. So they use that, and then I was like, okay, what else can we do with this, with this project? With how can we continue it to help the community more? And sabi nila na during storm season, rainy season, like mano-mano nilang tinatanggal yung mga net or minumove yung mga fish cage kasi it's not floating. It's naka-stick lang sa bed ng river. So, and sometimes kapag mabilis masyado yung pagtaas ng tubig, nakakatakas yung fish. So, sabi ko, okay, maybe we can try to design a floating fish cage para it goes with the water level now. And
So
then,
kaya hindi mo masasagot kung anong mga klaseng isda yung
so
nakikita
for
mo.
sa mga isda po nila, they grow bangus and tilapia.
Okay. Sige,
And
bangus
then
and tilapia.
yung fish nila comes from the munisipyo. Sponsored siya. So they ask for a bunch of fish, like 1,500 fingerlings. And
Fingerling.
then they grow it there. Pero ngayon, variable. They are not actively growing yet kasi it's binabagyo sa Ilocos ngayon. So nilalagay muna nila in the safe spot and nakapause muna during this season. So
Adem, yung pangalawang question, totoo ba na ayaw ng Coca-Cola na ma-involve sa mga boat projects like this? Kasi because of safety. O nga, tatanungin ko rin yan eh. Hindi ba mabuhay yan na anytime pwede kang tumaog or whatever?
yeah, so yun, with regards to safety concerns naman po, as of course, what I learned then with my engineering education and background na you can't give a design that has a safety factor of 1 or less and safety, and as Doc Alvin also always advises me na safety is the #1 priority when designing things that involve people and stuff like that. So I give massive importance to safety in a sense na for the design, we only recommend 2 people na sumakay. But yung capacity niya is up to 4 people. So we have a safety factor of 2 in that sense. And then like we also give life vests to them na we give disclaimers on what to do, what not to do. And then if they don't follow it, then it's not our fault anymore kasi we gave them disclaimers and instructions on how to safely use it na. And as at the moment naman, okay naman. No, everyone's safe naman who used it and they're having fun using it and enjoying the process.
Sorry, Adem, hindi ko kasi napansin kanina sa picture kung meron siyang parang layag or ang tawag
Wala.
doon. Wala. Okay.
Wala
Yung
yun.
outrigger po.
So talagang kailangan medyo oo.
This one po,
Ay,
so instead of yung outrigger to be malayo, which is gonna be more balanced but bulkier, kinompress namin, nilagay namin dito sa gilid, which is this one. So that serves that purpose na. It's not the most effective, but it gives big portability and efficiency when building it. So that's why we did.
Tsaka kaya pa namang i-innovate yan no?
Yes
Yeah.
po, yes.
Kayang-kaya pa
Actually,
yung pag-isipan niya.
Dada, doon
Yes,
ako na involved dito sa Project Blue. Kaya nga naka-ano rin ako Project Blue, no? Because yun nga, ang role ko is really more on giving advice, technical advice to Adem and the Project Blue, ano. So tinitingnan namin yon. In fact, tinest natin yon, Adem, di ba?
Yes, sir. Sumakay po si Doc Alvin.
Sumakay pa. Yes, that's
Sumakay ka, sir?
Sumakay ako. Hindi naman ako nahulog, di ba? Well, it was really a very robust but sabi ko nga, sabi nga ni Adem nga, in any design na talaga, safety is always a component of your design consideration. So it's paramount to products like this. So yun.
Okay.
So meron man.
Hindi mo pa nasagot yung Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Sagutin natin yan, oo.
Yeah, pwede naman kasi hindi Coca-Cola bottles kasi Dada eh.
Yes, mix siya. May
kahit
Pepsi
naman anong
po.
plastic.
Pero yung Coca-Cola Company daw ang nagsabing ayaw nilang ma-involve sa mga ganitong boat projects. Totoo daw ba yon? Kasi nga yan.
I'm not
Meron
really
na bang
sure
nag-call
with their
ng attention nyo na taga Coca-Cola? Baka ayaw lang nila ng Coca-Cola, okay lang ang Sprite. Na joke.
Baka po.
Yes,
anyway, ito naman wala pang partnerships with this but what Adem is trying to do, I think Adem is trying to demonstrate that there are actually ways of utilizing ways that are just found on this environment that we can utilize pero meron naman limits to what those boats or this fish cage or those kung paano mo gagamitin yon so you use it in a more safe environment, in a more safer way. Kaya meron meron yan sila, Adem, manual di ba?
Yes.
May
Product, meron yan,
user manual,
user
parang ganon.
manual. The
Okay.
specifications, etc., the safety, it's really like a product, talaga.
Yung Adem, yung user manual mo, Tagalog ba yan? Bisaya, Ilocano,
Ilocano.
Meron po
whatever.
siyang Tagalog translation.
Okay, sige. Ay, Paul, yes, Paul.
Yes po.
Si
thank you po for
Mr.
the
Gomez Cesar
discussion.
meron yata.
Sir Cesar, you're recognized po.
Yeah. Congratulations to Adem and to Alvin for the interesting projects. Just 2 points. Maganda yung concern nyo sa safety, no? Although maliit pa yung plastic boat na yan, may I suggest that you try to contact a marine engineer, Coast Guard, and Marina. It's not enough that you have a manual and that if they don't follow, you're absolved, no? So it's better talaga you go through the legal aspect. So a marine engineer, Coast Guard, and Marina. And number 2, I was involved with a boat building, Balangay. I helped Art Valdez. We developed a Balangay and we did it at the Folk Arts Theater. And the Philippines is an archipelago. And normally, dapat tayo will be in, aside from seafaring, madalas tayo dapat sa dagat, okay? So may I suggest, since you are a lover, you're a surfer and a diver, go beyond plastics and consider something like fiberglass or something.
Yes,
bigger boats na, of course, it will be more expensive than plastics, but it need not be as expensive as a yacht, but consider the cheapest fiberglass and then make it expand Project Blue from plastics to fiberglass boats. And in that case, with fiberglass boats, you can go to the different parts of the country and get garbage. Okay, so those 2 points. Legally protect yourself. Talk to a marine engineer, Coast Guard, and Marina. Maski maliit yung plastic boat ninyo. And number 2, expand beyond plastics towards something like fiberglass. Thank you.
Thank you,
Sir
Mr. Gomez.
oo.
Asan
Yung
dada,
yata yung reason kung bakit, sir. Yung
Yan
reason
ko lang
yata
kay
sige.
Adem, yung sa plastic boat. Alam mo yung initially yung pinag-isipan namin nila Adem was really para sa flooding, di ba? In many areas that are flooded, sometimes transporting goods, transporting even people, parang ganon. This type of small application of boats itong plastic can already serve its purpose. Kasi pwede rin naman yung lang siya, di ba? Hindi mo kailangan nasa malalim siya, di ba? Adem, tama ba? Di ba?
Yeah.
So it's really and then we in fact try to innovate the ideas like pwede siya i-collapse, di ba?
Yeah, modular
Adem, we would
design.
collapse it and then it becomes like a raft that you can put in your material. Kasi right now, ang local government is spending a lot on mga boat, di ba, para sa mga flood, parang gano'n. They are very expensive. And this one actually costs just a little over 1,000, I think. But of course, it has a labor collecting this mga waste, parang gano'n. Sige, Adem.
Pero, di ba, Adem, parang sa narinig ko kanina, yung talagang pinagsimulan din ito is kasi ang daing yung nakukuhang mga ganyan, mga container, plastic container na nasa basura ng ng dagat. Kaya yun din yung naisip mo. Ano bang gagawin natin dito, 'di ba? Parang yun yung nagets ko din kanina.
Yes, and then parang it's interesting po na how the project which initially started from that nga po na what can we do with the plastic waste? Like we can help local fishermen for nearshore fishing, we can help provide a very cheap alternative to a rescue boat, and then now we can venture into ecotourism, into larger scale products. So yeah, one thing I'm very interested to learn more about and to apply in a future version of the boat is to use engineered bamboo to make like a canoe version. So engineered bamboo to really make it stronger and mas aesthetic, mas maganda yung design. And
Sir
overall,
Alvin, i-link mo ngayon si Adem sa Bamboo Professionals Inc. natin. 'Di ba? Kilala mo sila, Dr. Rizal.
Yes,
Go ahead,
that's right.
Adem.
Sige nga.
yeah, and sakto po na ngayon, parang this quarter we're gonna experiment on that design kasi I am doing an internship for business development and product design with Bambike company, and we're gonna and they use engineered bamboo for their bikes, and now they want to expand into boats. So sakto yung
Oh.
timing into me brainstorming a newer version that could be applied to have more use cases, mas maganda yung design, more expensive, yes, but functionality wise, it's better. It's more versatile. So I'm really excited about that.
Okay.
Yan,
Aiden,
oo.
yung pag-usapan natin yung yung contribution sa accomplishment ng mga yung sustainable development goals. Ano bang sustainable development goal ito, Aiden, magkakapag-contribute to?
Yeah, so actually it started with SDG 14, which is life below water, kasi of course marine conservation, if less plastic waste in the ocean, then fish won't eat the plastic waste anymore. And then it became also responsible consumption, showing na, hey guys, let's be more responsible with our plastic waste, ganyan. And then also soon, we're aiming towards sustainable cities and communities, in the sense na sustainable yung parang projects nila, and it's longer term, environmentally, economically, and socially sustainable. Yeah, and then climate action, of course, and of course education and awareness. So there's a lot of SDGs that we are passionate about in this project, diba, sir?
Yes.
How about
Paul,
gender?
meron mga Q&A. Sir Alvin, may mga questions yata sa Q&A.
Meron? O, sige.
Oo, go
Sige,
ahead,
please,
Paul.
Dada,
Yes,
you
po.
may read them, or
Yan,
Paul.
Sige, Paul.
From an anonymous participant po, is it possible to make a makeshift cage mangrove by means of encircling the fence with live mangrove? That's the first question.
I can't quite envision that. I'm so sorry.
Hindi mo pa siya na-i-imagine ngayon, ano? Ano yun?
Di po.
Makeshift mangrove by means of encircling the fence with live mangrove.
Or baka po yung cage,
hindi
baka
naman-
ipapalibutan
fish
yung
cage
cage.
pero mangrove.
Yeah.
Oo. Baka
Mm.
paano yun? Di mamamatay na yung mga mangroves kasi hugutin mo sila, di ba? Paano pa at gagamitin mo silang cage?
Di ko po alam eh. I'm
So,
not in
you get to it.
environmental
You
science.
sige naman. I-research niyo yan ni Sir Alvin. Dalawa kayo. Okay. Next question. Go ahead, Paul.
These are actually comments from Sir
Comments.
Sinyeres. First is, please make sure that microplastics are not released into the ocean after years of degradation. And the other one is, your manual should include a waiver or disclaimer
Yes.
to free you from legal liabilities.
Ayan. Meron
And
pa.
for the last question po from another anonymous attendee, before po natin tawagin si Doc M, is it possible for Sir Adem to promote Kawayan Tinik as flood preventive sustainable product?
Flood prevent. So like to plant more kawayan tiniks to
Siguro sa
absorb
shoreline
water?
or whatever. Ay,
Yeah.
iisipin pa uli yan ni
I
Adem.
love bamboo.
Hindi pa niya hindi pa niya nakita sa hinagap niya, no, na kasi yung mga nauna namin kasi mga topics, Adem, ang pinakamarami kasi palang klase ng bamboo dito sa Pilipinas ay yung bambong tinik. So they're
Yes.
thinking of ano pa yung mga other ways na pwede magamit yung bamboo tinik. So siguro suki natin yung nagtatanong eh. So nakipapakinggan niya. Yes.
We actually use tinik po for our products, and for the critical parts ng frame, that's when we use bayog. So, yun lang. We like tinik also.
Oo. Masarap yung labong ng tinik. Anyway.
Opo, sarap yan.
Ayun ako, Ilocano to, magaling kumain ng labong to. Yes, Paul, meron bang naka-raise ng hand?
Si Doc M po.
Doc M, you're recognized po.
Yes, Doc M, go ahead.
Magandang hapon.
Magandang hapon.
Tayong Ilocano, I'm from Pangasinan, and yung grandfather ko ay from Bangar, La Union.
Oh.
Very interesting itong project na ito. I'm just wondering, gaano kadaming bottles ang ginamit mo for this modest size na boat?
Yes, sir. So for the boat we distribute ngayon, which is the version 2, we use 200 pieces of 1.5 liter to 2 liter bottles. But for the prototype, which was for 3 to 4 people, we used over 320 pieces. So Yeah, we did actual tests ng capacity ng bottles in terms of how much mass can it float, yung buoyancy niya. And we actually discovered na hindi siya 1:1, maybe because of some differences in actuality na parang, because theoretically, 1 liter could carry like 1 kilogram of mass, but in our actual tests, 0.8 kilograms lang yung kaya ng 1 liter. So we design using that factor, and then yeah, we can scale up the product based on how much mass we want. And ganun din po yung calculations for the life vest and the fish cage, yung mga ganyan. So super interesting stuff.
Alam mo, napakagaan nitong bottles, plastic bottles especially. Naglagay ka ba ng something inside those bottles para naman bumigat-bigat yung mga bottles?
Yes,
like
sir.
water or a solid
Tama.
object or
Baka
what?
may tubig din, sir.
Sir, for the boats, nilagyan namin ng hangin para matigas siya. Kasi tinatawag
Ano yun, sir? Ano?
Hangin.
hangin po,
Hangin.
air. So we pumped it with air, and
Anong
then
klaseng hangin?
air po. As in sa bike pump.
Paano? Pinamp nyo. Oh, kala ko
Yes
helium
po.
eh. Kasi pag helium, baka lumipad kayo.
Lulutang na.
Aiden, baka gusto mo i-share, meron ka din video, di ba? Kung paano gawin yon.
Yes. So,
Yeah, ipakita mo nga para ma-visualize nila
Sige
kung
nga,
how that's
Adem, na makita
done.
namin. Kasi nung sinabi mong hangin, Adem,
Oh.
akala ko hinihipan mo isa-isa eh.
yes. Super interesting po na
Sige.
like how this works. So we found a way to pump it with air. Ayan. Wait, ulitin ko.
Naku, parang ang hirap pala, Adem, kasi manual, isa-isa, no? O, ganyan.
Yes po. Pero ngayon po, techie na kami. Machine na po yung pump
So,
namin.
bumili na kayo ng ginagamit ng mga nagbo-vulcanize.
Opo.
Oo, yan, oo.
So, may bike interior po. Ilulusin ng
Mabigat
konti
po
yung cap.
ganun, okay.
Shoot yung interior. And then,
kailangan din masigurado yung walang butas,
yes po.
Yung bottle. Okay.
So yung mga may pit-pit po na bottle, pwede pa rin pong magamit kasi lalagyan po ng hangin.
Okay. Oo.
Pero hindi naman po lahat nilalagyan. Yung mga kailangan na pong itali sa frame kasi kailangan matigas.
Okay.
Aiden, pakita mo rin kung paano buuin yung yung plastic
Frame?
Yung
Yes.
Ay,
Yung
sige.
kinakabit-kabit
Para
na sila, Aiden.
ma-visualize nga nila kung how kasi transferable kasi siya Dada and Paul, no?
Opo.
No? Kahit yung ordinary kahit mga bata kaya turuan.
Kasi
Ganon,
baka
they can collect it.
ganyan ko, makita ko kung paano gawin yan, Aiden, may gagawan ko niyan yung apo ko. Para
Yeah,
pagka
pwede.
nag-swimming kami, hindi na ako bumibili ng sulbabida.
Ayan. So we use nylon wire.
Nylon wire, okay.
So one thing I want to like discover how to do is paano bawasan yung labor hours na instead of mano-manong isa-isahin yung mga bottles, maybe there's a way na mas streamlined yung paglagay niya and you can replace the bottles easily.
Ayan, may tanong si Mr. Simeon Miklay. Sir, ilang PSI daw per bottle?
Based dun sa machine na ginagamit namin to pump, it's around 3 PSI.
3 PSI. Ano bang PSI? Sorry ha. Baka kasi mga nakikinig na hindi alam yan. Alam mo, katulad ko,
Pound
hindi
per
ko alam.
square inch.
Ano yan?
Pressure.
Pressure. Okay.
Pressure.
Kasi ako sumasakay lang ako sa kotse, hindi ko na pinapakailam yung hangin ng gulong. So, ayan. Yan lang sa kapakanan ng ating mga hindi nakakalam ano yung PSI na yan, di ba? Okay. Yan. So, sa tingin mo ba, Adem, is there a way na parang mas mabilis ang paggawa niyan? Kasi ang hirap nung tali-tali, di ba?
Yun nga po eh.
Yung tali-tali, oo.
That's one thing I want to discover po na maybe we can put like a lining outside tapos dun may shoot yung bots. I don't know. That's what I want to
Oo,
discover.
'di ba pwede yung
Para
tapos
mas
ang material niya yung ginagamit na ano 'to, yung vest, yung life vest, puwedeng gano'n, 'di ba?
yes po.
Oo, yun. At tapos may tanong pa ako, ano yung, tawag dito, paano paano na hindi niyo pa ba naranasan na parang nabutas 'yan? Or merong na kayong nadaanan na something ano hard na nabutas siya? Katulad ng nangyari sa Titanic, 'di ba? Joke. Baka biglang mabutas siya. I mean, yung mga bato-bato, oh, 'di ba? Oo.
Based naman po sa 2 years experience namin, like, kasi we also use it for coral sa oceans na may coral reefs, sumasayad naman siya minsan, which I don't want to happen.
Oo,
Ah,
oo.
pero so far naman po, wala pa naman pong nabutas kasi sobrang medyo makapal din po yung PET
At sa
ng
nakakatulong din yung ano, yung hangin na para hindi na siya
yes
mabutas?
po. So it avoids yung mapitpit yung bottle, which is good.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yes,
Jen.
Paul. I think you have a question also, Paul.
Yes po,
Sige, Paul, go
one
ahead.
quick question lang po. Actually, I'm not sure if you're aware of the cover effect. Pero can we ensure na hindi magkakaroon ng cover effect yung pag-collect or pag-ensure natin na sapat yung supply ng plastic for the plastic boats?
Sorry,
Ang daming plastic.
what effect? Sorry, ano yun?
Cover effect.
Cover?
Cobra.
Cobra.
Yeah.
Which is
This was displayed nung may isang scenario in India wherein kapag nakahuli sila ng cobra is may reward. So, ang ginawa ng mga tao is nag-breed sila ng
Cobra
para
effect.
makapagbigay. Yes po, cobra effect.
So,
Para
cover kasi ang narinig ko eh. So, parang, oo, lahat na lang
so can you
magdadala ng
ensure
ano.
na
oo.
hindi magkakaroon ng ganon?
Okay. So this is it's a really great question na parang, oh, there's a company making plastic bottle boats. Oh, I'll waste more bottles para I can sell it to them, no? So what happens is we don't buy the bottles. We partner up with schools and businesses, food businesses and mga convenience stores, ganyan. And they source the bottle. So we establish bottle collection zones in Ilocos Sur. And we collect from them. And then yung storage area namin is actually the community where we employed our additional carpenters. So in a sense, we don't buy the bottles. And like, we don't encourage people to use more bottles. And yeah, I think yun yung the simplest answer to that question na, yeah. Kaya we also want to innovate on parang expand
mga
on
ibang
our
materials.
horizons
Oo.
na we're not just focused on plastic bottles, but we're focused on sustainable innovation
Yung, kaya
as a whole.
nag-iisip na kayo ng bamboo, di ba?
Yes.
Bamboo, oo.
Si
Yeah,
National
oo.
Scientist, Luli Cruz.
Sir, Ma'am
Lourdes
Luli, go
Cruz.
ahead po.
I'm interested doon sa life vest. Kasi minsan, di ba, pag may nadidinig tayo na lumubog yung boat, maraming taong namatay kasi tapos kulang ng life vest.
Yes.
Kulang malaman, how much does it cost for you to produce a life vest? And how does the life vest that you make compare with yung commercial life vest in terms
Yeah,
of price and yung ease of use?
Yeah, thank you po for that question. So one thing I'm focusing on, two major products for Project Blue personally in terms of design. So one is the life vest and the other one is the boat. So kasi I like the life vest kasi first we employ women seamstresses. So we actually produce the vests in partnership with QC Kabahagi Center. So the seamstresses are actually mothers of children with disabilities, and we give them a livelihood for that, alternative livelihood. And we use bottles for the flotation. So we have done 2 prototypes, and we did actual testing po, like in open water. And I did the testing myself also along with some friends, and we listed down feedback, ganyan, also with the locals. So when it comes to production, our first prototypes were a bit on the pricier side, about 250 per vest kasama labor. And but that's not for mass production price yet. And then for in terms of pricing, we aim to price it at around 600 pesos, which is way cheaper than the ones in the market. Our quality vests in the market are probably around 1,200 to 2,000 pesos, which is expensive. And yeah, so pero what we're going to sell is just the vest itself kasi we want to encourage people to collect 500 ml bottles and, engage in their product na binibili nila themselves. And we want to distribute it to like resorts, to LGUs sa barangays na flood prone. And, parang to just have a holistic target market in that sense. So yeah, I want to redesign it in a sense na mas madaling ilagay yung bottles kasi ngayon isa-isa yung pocket niya, which is matagal ilagay, matagal tanggalin. So maybe if there's a way to just have one pocket, to have a better material, and to make it last for at least 5 years. So para when we have like for example sponsoring organizations, they can buy the boat na may package deal with the vest. And what I also like about the vest is we can mass produce here in Metro Manila, and then we can just send it over to different areas in the Philippines and in the region, which is has a good scalability, so has a bigger impact.
Yan, Adem. Nako,
Thank you.
Kailangan yata, ma'am, yung battle, yung boat, no? Baka pwedeng turuan yung mga taga Pampanga na gumawa niyan. Yung mga binabaha sa
Life
Pampanga at
vest.
saka sa Bulacan. Pati yung kanilang boat, ma'am, di ba?
Yeah.
So, ikakwento na lang namin yan sa iyo, Adem, sa mga darating na
Yes
panahon.
po, please.
Matulungan mo yung mga taga Pampanga at Bulacan. Anyway, Paul, may questions pa yata sa Q&A.
Yes po. I'm not sure if galing siya sa parehong attendee but they sound like the same. So, basahin ko na po parehas before Sir Adem answers. First is, isn't it prone to puncture? How long will it survive? Since the plastic bottle is weak against heavily high debris flood calamities. And the other one is, since ocean has a little debris that may puncture the bottles, how it will fare in flood and high debris or local river with rocky floor keeps? So basically ay sa mga debris, how will it survive debris?
Yeah, so actually, yung oldest boat namin is around 2 years next month. So 2 years next month, and I check it from time to time when I go back to Ilocos. And overall, pretty good naman yung niya, yung quality niya in a sense na I would say the depreciation over the 2 years is around 5% to 10%, which is beyond my expectation because I estimate it to be 5% because of the bamboo and yung pagtali niya, ganyan, kasi handmade din siya. And yeah, in terms of flooding naman, thankfully, the communities we gave the boats to experience flooding na hindi yung sobrang lakas ng agos ng ilog. But sakto lang, so they don't use it habang may baha mismo, but they used it after ng ulan during ng baha kasi they can't go to different areas of their place by foot kasi baha. So this is in Rizal naman. It's by Laguna de Bay. So they use the boats to go to sa may kangkungan nila to check it out and also to go to yung mga house nila sa gilid ng lake. So far, I would say okay naman, but I would love to be able to test out different situations on how the product performs so that we can further improve it in the future. Kasi that's what we really parang are focusing on, which is improvement of our products and product design talaga kami. And yeah, we have community applications, but our focus is on the improvement of our products and innovation of our products.
Adem, pwede mo ikwento lang yun, very quickly lang. What's your experience working with the local government? with the barangay when you introduce this kind of innovations.
Yan, yan
Ano?
Sir Alvin, magandang tanong yan. Plus, kanino ba siya sa local government nakalink? Doon ba sa yung sa youth? Yung ano ng youth or directly doon sa sa office
Yeah,
of the
so
mayor?
I think it would be interesting to discuss a short story about sa Ilocos Sur kasi the other areas we've been to, which is in Ilocos Norte, Rizal, and Tarlac, we've mainly just been the product and service provider. So we partnered up with a sponsoring organization na sila yung bahala with the coordination with everything there. We're just focusing on the boat and the product and service. But for the Ilocos one, when Doc Alvin said na, okay, expand this to communities. So I was like, I didn't grow up here. How do I expand? Wala. I mean, like, I barely went to the different barangays here, diba? So first thing that came to mind, because I already networked with the environment head of the province with our earlier projects. Sabi ko, okay, I'll bring this up to Bokal. And so I brought it up to him and I was like, okay, so Doc Alvin and I determined criteria on who to give the boat to. So first is need for the boat. Second is resilience of the community in a sense that they can take care of the product. And third is innovation of like the community, like how innovative are they and how will they view this project. So I talked to him. We had a meeting, the three of us, and yeah, basically in terms of choosing the communities, it's not on our scope. So we partner up with organizations who choose the communities, and then so when we go to LGUs, when we have the product itself now, sure we show the photos at first, and then they're like, oh okay, ganyan. And then like pagdating ng boat ng product mismo doon, parang skeptical sila, like, is it gonna work? Parang a boat using bottles, lulutang ba yan? Ganyan. So of course, what we do is we bring the boat there and then we test it out. We have
Sana Adem sila una mong isinakay.
Yes, sila yung sumasakay. Sila yung sumasakay, sila yung nagpapaddle mismo. And then so complete 180 degrees of their reaction na, wow, this works, and they're amazed na. And then at this point, since like we were able to have national and international recognition already, parang they're the ones reaching out to us na hey, do you have more products na using plastic waste?
Saan banda sa Ilocos Sur yung ano mo?
Yeah, so sa
8 communities natin or barangay.
So
kasi alam mo Adem, yung counselor ng Candon City, you can actually talk to her, si Miss Joanne Valdez, kasi youth talaga yung ginagather niya sa mga activities, and maybe you can contact her, si Miss Joanne,
yun nga po
counselor, if you know her from Candon City. So yan, ganda yan.
Yeah, so we spread out the communities na in a sense na hindi sila magkatabi necessarily, pero like distributed siya so that the nearby communities can go there and see the boat. But like, yeah, I was doing this part-time with my studies, my classes. So the boat started when I was second year college. That's when I started Project Blue and the boat project. And then like, of course, third year, that's when we started the community application. And third year subjects are very heavy.
Yan bang thesis mo?
Sorry,
Ginawan mo ba siya? Hindi. Okay.
My thesis po is on energy.
Okay.
So it's a different thing. Kasi I'm very interested in energy and ocean pollution and product design. So ngayon, na parang mas lumuwag na yung academic workload ko because I'm done with my majors already. I'm doing real world projects na and internships here and there, projects. Parang I've had a recent discussion with a friend na he was like, there's a huge potential in Project Blue, and like, what's your vision on that? Like, are you envisioning to do it part-time, full-time, ganyan? Because like, of course, it scares me to do it full-time kasi there's, no sense of security level of security compared to like a normal job, which is possible out there. But I also like how my entrepreneurial mindset was built over the past few years, and I also did a social entrepreneurship fellowship in the US. So yeah, I'm glad a lot of people are very interested in what we do, and I really really want to pursue this path in a sense. Now I want to develop more products. I want to be in the sustainability of the country, ganyan. But at this point, I'm experimenting on things, and I really want to expand it. But I getting funding and support is not the easiest thing, even at this stage and point of Project Blue and my career, I guess.
Malay mo, darating ang panahon na hindi lang yung LGU magiging partner mo, may explore ka ng other stakeholders who will be interested. Nakita ko mo yung kanina, yung foreigner yung nagsasagwan nung saan ba yun sabi mo?
Sa
Lugar?
Indonesia po.
Sa Indonesia. Nasa Indonesia pero mestizo yung nandun. Baka pwede rin tayo magdala ng mga mestizo dito. Anyway, naku, ang ganda-ganda ng project na yan. And looking forward kami dun sa yung sabi mo you want to start na bamboo naman, mag-venture na ganyan, nahanap ka ng partner na makakatulong sa'yo. Sabi ko nga sa ililink ka ngayon ni Dr. Culaba sa Bamboo Professionals Inc. Kilala niya kasi mga academicians ang nandun at mga scientists, no? So pwede talaga Alam naman natin na yung bamboo, di ba, Sir Alvin, tinitreat nga yan bago mo gamitin sa dagat, sa tubig dagat. So talagang pwede talaga yan, Nako, ayan, sabi ko na nga kulang na naman ang oras natin. Lagi na lang. Pero Alvin, we are looking forward na sa darating na panahon. May part 2 ito. Kasi baka nasimulan mo na yung bamboo at marami ka ng mga partners, both local and international. At talagang magiging successful itong proyekto mong ito. At yung Project Blue na yan, hindi na lang project. Baka NGO na yan sa darating na panahon. Ayan, di ba? Mag-aim high tayo, no? Hindi naman, walang bayad ang mangarap. Mangarap lang tayo. So, in behalf of the National Academy of Science and Technology, the Future Earth Philippines, the National Research Council of the Philippines, UNIID-SEA, at lahat ng ating mga partners na academicians and social scientists dito, maraming salamat sa iyo, Adem. Nako, wag kang magsawa na mag-isip ng mga innovative ways para makatulong sa ating mga kababayan. And Sir Dr. Alvin Culaba, hihintayin ko na lang yung aking sampalok na galing sa Bangkok dahil talagang kalalapag lang niya ni Sir pero nandito siya at kasama natin. Hintayin ko na lang yan kasi yung binagol na miss ko na rin yung hindi mo rin ako dinalhan nung nakairan. Joke. Anyway, so tumatawa si Adem. Maraming salamat, no? And Paul, pasalamatan mo ng ating mga suki.
Yes po, thank you po ulit sa mga nakasama namin sa session na ito. And for e-certificates, up na po ang link na evaluation form sa ating chat box. And for Sir Adem and the whole Project Blue PH, kung ang sabi ni Ma'am Dada kanina ay, sabi ni Rizal, Kabataan ng Pag-asa ng Bayan, I think may bago na sa millennials na malayo na, pero malayo pa pero malayo na. So we hope to
Gen Z
see
yan hindi na yan millennial si Adem Oo.
So we hope to see better and more updates from Project Blue sa mga darating na panahon. Thank you very much po.
At alam ko magiging successful ang Project Blue. And thank you so much, Sir Alvin. Maraming salamat. Adem, balik ka dito pag meron ka mga updates yan sa project.
Yes po, yes.
Okay, maraming salamat.
Photo op muna tayo. Photo op.
Yes. Thank you so much. And balik tayo.
Yeah, maraming salamat sa inyo.
Yung mga suki natin dyan. Yung mga suki natin dyan, pwede nyo pong panoorin. Kung hindi nyo, meron kayong na-miss na mga episodes, punta lang po kayo sa ating YouTube. Mapapanood nyo po yung mga episodes na na-miss nyo. Okay, marami pong salamat. And see you again next.
Ayan, si May.
Mag-picture muna tayo.
Ayan, sige.
1, 2, 3. Ako ba magpipicture o ikaw, Paul?
Okay.
Sige.
Okay. Ready po. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay.
Yan. Ako.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Maraming salamat.
Hi, Ma'am Evelyn. Marami pong salamat. Hi, Ma'am Virgie. Thank you po. And see you again next Friday.
Coke. everyone.
Thank
Thank
you,
you for
Adem. Thank you,
thank you.
Adem.
And Ada, thank you for
Thank you, Sir Alvin.
Adem. Thank you so much. We'll see you back.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Ayan.
you.
Maraming
Thank you,
salamat
ma'am.
po.
Thank you, Dada.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.